Welcome to What's Going On with Lady D today. I'm your host, Lady D. Join us every Thursday at 4 p.m. Well, welcome to What's Going On with Lady D today. And today we have a special guest in the house, no other than Cleveland's own Louie Moore, the producer, Brick City Productions, promoter, concert promoter, and broadcaster, the cameraman, the photo man who's there all around town, even when you're living and you're not. He's there, he shows up. So let's just dive into his story. Welcome, Louie.
Thank you. Welcome me. Thank you.
How you doing today, Louie?
I just running as usual.
Yep. So let's tell our listeners a little bit about who Louie Moore is. I know you're born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. Am I correct?
Yes.
And you come from East Tech High School?
The one and only.
All right, you scarabs. All right, and he's wearing those colors too. All right, Louie. So tell our listeners a little bit. Give us a tea on you.
Well, like I said, I went to, I grew up in the projects, Outhwaite projects, and just went to East Tech High School. First went to Kennard Junior High School. No, went to Outhwaite Elementary School first, and Kennard Junior High School, and Greater School, East Tech High School. And then I went to college at, I was able to go to Case Western Reserve University, graduated from there, got a degrees from there. And it's been rolling.
And been rolling ever since. All right, so let's talk about some of the things that you rolled up into. All right, so one of those were you got into broadcasting, and I think you might have been doing something before broadcasting. How did you come about to getting into promotion?
Well, it happened like when I was in East Tech High School with a great lady by the name of Miss Ernestine Ross. And Miss Ross promoted, and she promoted the East Tech All City Talent Shows. And I mean, everybody from all over the city would come and perform at the talent show. And it was great. It was the greatest production you could ever see at our time period. And she brought me on board with her, took me up under her wing, and I learned how to promote events, produce an event, set up events, how to count money.
The most important part.
Right. And all of the different things all the different things that I learned from her, I was able to move forward after I got into college. Because when I got into college, I was doing some things for our Black United Students Association at the time. So I came up with this idea of putting together a fashion show, and came up with this idea of getting a personality. So back in the time period when it was a radio station by the name of WABQ, guy by the name of on-air personality named Ernest L. James. Ernest L. James was a pretty boy back in the days.
Okay.
He had an Afro big as all the Jacksons put together. So brought him on, and he was like the guest model turned out great for the show. It was really, really slick. And at that time, he asked me to come down to the radio station. And at that time, he, another gentleman by the name of Sam Knight, and another by Bob James, they had formed this concert promotion company called KDJ Productions. And they were beginning to promote national entertainment and asked me to come on board to work with them because they liked the way that I handle myself up at Case Western Reserve. So met Sam Knight, became extremely, extremely grateful to those three gentlemen for introducing me into the national spotlight for concert promotion and entertainment promotion. Then another gentleman by the name of by the name of Winston Gregg came on board also too, and it was great.
Wow. So you've worked with so many entertainers like Gladys Knight or Jackson 5, Prince.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All of the early entertainers that national promoters, national acts, and theatrical plays and stuff like that also too, and just a number of different events that I was able to be participated with, and
What is one of your memorable moments working with the entertainers?
wow.
Tell us one that just really sticks out of your memory.
The way the public hall auditorium used to be, desolate up under where they now have the convention center and everything, but up under the public hall used to be desolate, just big open space, because you used to come in from different areas to bring the trucks in to set up promotion. I remember one time the Jacksons was downstairs playing football up under there, up under the public hall, and I remember, sometimes Rick James. I remember when Prince was the opening act for Rick James down at the public hall.
Okay.
Great, 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 great. I remember when, Isaac Hayes.
Oh yeah, I remember that
When he
concert.
first would come out, these performances and shows were fantastic. Great times, especially with Prince also too, and groups like the Dramatics, Stylistics, and another person who was just fantastic all the time was Marshall of the Shy Lights.
Okay.
And just a lot of acts and a lot of different talent. And then some in the theatrical plays were fantastic also too. A gentleman by the name of Mike Matthews, who was one of the beginning godfathers to me of black theater shows, and then a number of other people started doing theatrical plays also too. So did quite a few, and it was nice. And then some of the different venues and locations throughout the city where entertainment was back in the day. Place that used to be on Miles called the Golden Cocktail Lounge. This is when was with Sam Knight, KDJ, and before I started with Brick City because Mr. Knight passed away.
Okay.
And but before that, promoting concerts at Golden Cocktail Lounge. Used to be a place on 135th and Miles called the Heritage House.
I remember that.
Coliseum Party Center down. Right, matter of fact, right here where
Right
we
here,
at,
yeah,
next
Coliseum
door.
up the street, that
Right,
mansion,
next
that
door.
old
Oh
mansion
yeah,
house,
oh
yeah.
yeah, and especially down on 36 at the oh Lord,
Neo
the
Casinos.
Masonic,
Oh, the
and
Masonic,
at the
yeah,
Masonic,
yes.
and boy.
So you've really
Oh,
seen a
then
lot.
at a club that we used to have called Road South,
Yes, the
the
Road
Road South in
South,
St.
yeah.
I remember one time we had a group called the Dynamic Superiors in there, and down the street at the corner at 18th was a place called Keg and Quarters. That
Yes,
used to be a
yeah.
big restaurant there. That's also where all of the entertainment used to stay. That Belkin Productions, when they would do their acts, and I mean their performances and theatrical performances, many of the acts would stay there, and then even ones that Sam would do with KDJ Productions, and then even also after I started with Brick City, stayed there. Never forget one time they were on stage, and then came up to me and said that Mick Jagger's in the house, in here. I said, "What are you talking about?" And Mick Jagger came into the Road South
Uh,
and was sitting in the back watching the performance. It's a lot of different things, but it's been pretty good.
Life has been good to you. You've had, I think you've had one of the best jobs because it keeps you moving,
Yeah,
keeps you living. You get to see a lot of wonderful things.
I've seen a lot of different. I've seen this city um, change dramatically. I don't want to say in a totally negative way, but
Right.
dramatically, because there used to be so many businesses. I mean, these streets, but there's also when there were also a half a zillion million people living in the city of Cleveland at the time period. But now, we're down to, I don't know, maybe 280,000 people. But streets were filled, the businesses were everywhere, everywhere. And I used to have to deal with them because even though I'm still only 39 years old,
That's
we
right.
didn't have all of this stuff, all this, technology you have nowadays. I had to have street teams, and we would go directly and deal directly with the businesses because that's the way we had to promote one-on-one with the different businesses and all of the restaurants, all of the different barbershop, beauty salons, everything. And we had a lot of businesses that we ourselves were owners and operators of. Then even like with Winston Willis back in the day, whew, great, 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 great avenues of promotion and collaboration with a whole lot of different entities. So, it's just a whole lot. And then on every street, it was just always so many businesses that you could go to and help, and they were all very glad to promote, be part of.
I think the time then and versus now, we were more collaborative as a community.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're more of me, myself, and I. And
Sure.
then because of that, we've lost a lot of those businesses. Other nationalities have came into our communities and taken over those small mom and pop businesses. Children, the kids, they grow up and they don't want to follow in the footsteps that their parents have worked hard to build, to pass on.
I know when
And I think that's pretty sad,
I first saw what you start mentioning other coaches coming in and taking. I was in Detroit with with the concert promotion that was doing in conjunction with great concert promoter in Detroit, and riding around. We said, "Come here and look at this." So we ride around. started seeing the different gas stations. And that's when I first started seeing gas stations with, another culture starting to operate and own and operate all of the ones that had previously been owned and operated by our our people and stuff like that. And I started seeing that, then just started seeing a whole what you just got through mentioning, even here in Cleveland. And
I wonder, will we ever be able to go back to those times of having just roles of our own businesses in our own community, our own grocery stores. Right now, we just have barbershops, hair salons, few barbecue joints. We really don't own much, even down to the dry cleaners. Do people even get their clothes dry cleaned anymore?
yeah,
I know since I don't work, everything is wash, shake, and dry.
oh yeah, I mean,
We
you're
very
right.
seldom even press out anything anymore. If you know how to wash it and hang it up right away.
Yeah, there was so many cleaners all throughout the city. I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, Miss Trotter, the Trotters, cleaners, and then Sonny's Cleaners that was down on down on Outhwaite across the street from Johnny south of the border. I mean, it was quite a bit.
Now, Louie, you have this super long resume. As I was reading it, it just started rolling off the floor, off the table, on the floor. I was like,
Oh,
my God, what has this man not put his hands in?
don't over exaggerate.
Oh, yes, you just don't know. He just wasn't a concert promoter. Louis also has been into the criminal system, working as a probation officer, working with our young juveniles. Let's talk about that.
Well, when I was in college at Case Western Reserve, then after I graduated, I never forget my grandmother saying, "I ain't feed all your roommates and all of the people. You better do something with your doggone." So with your with your degrees and everything. So I became. I first started with an insurance company called Equitable back in the day.
Okay.
So I was with them for a couple of months, and I learned about selling insurance and stuff like that. And then I became a juvenile court probation officer.
Okay.
Then after that, adult probation officer. And at 18th and Superior, 18th and Prospect used to be Salvation Army. Well, that was also federal and pre-release. Um, and I was there also too.
Oh, you work with the FBI
Not-
and the CIA?
no,
See, he undercover.
no,
That's why he be working his camera the way he do.
no,
Let's tell us a story about that.
no. Um, um, worked there pre-release for adult federal parole officer and stuff like that. But
Okay.
then I also have worked with teen mothers. Used to be a program called the LEAP program,
Okay.
Learning, Earning, and Parenting. And we worked with teen mothers, um, the teen mother population, and we had caseloads. And there were a number of us in this department. And matter of fact, some of my coworkers back then are now some are currently judges,
Wow.
currently councilmatic personalities. I mean, some great people have gone through a lot of these different positions, and what we've been able to experience back then have been able to assist with not only our own family members or our friends' family members, and like me, I'm always being asked this, that, for direction and assistance, and do what I can. But you know,
Well, now Louis has something else that's coming up in our community. He's been doing. It's going to be our 10th anniversary. Let's talk about Grandparents' Day, Louie. How did that come about?
Wow.
Because you're the founder of it.
Well, Grandparents Family Day um, came up with this idea to, well, it's basically because of the fact that I love my grandparents very, very much. And many of us, grandparents meant a great deal to us back in our, coming up during our time period and our demographics. And I do remember the times like eating dinner, Sunday dinner. You know, you have to sit there, you listen to all of the adults, my uncles and my aunts that would come in from Lorraine, Ohio, and sit there and just listen to all of them. You learn. Grandparents meant quite a bit to me, and I know how I am when it comes to my kids, my grandkids, and that's the reason why I formulated Grandparents Family Day and Resource Fair to strengthen family structures again, because also by me working in the different positions that I were in, but also even with when I was with Children and Family Services also too, and then even during my time period with concert promotion during that time period, 80s, 90s, started seeing the direction of the music and the performers going into the, I call it back then the Bronco days, and the way things were getting ready to go. And family structure was getting destroyed, determinated, messed up because of going through, you know, crack era.
Right.
And just became devastating. So Grandparents Family Day wanted to bring the families back together, and it's been going very, very well. And we just like to, I just try to put together a nice event along with a great planning committee, and you yourself, who are, Lady D is one of our main coordinators, who oversees our seasoned seniors chalet pavilion, and we do it at Luke Easter Park, where the pavilion areas are, and I renamed it myself, where the family pavilions are. And we have a whole day full of programming, and this year we're starting our first grandparents and grandchildren's senior walk in conjunction with the City of Cleveland Department of Aging, Ms. Nicole and Ms. McNamara and everybody, and Brother Tony Dial. And then we start off next with a event, something came up with, to bring more collaboration and connection and association. We started off with a new event I came up with, PPP, Police, Pastors, and Pancakes, where the police officers out of the 4th District and pastors throughout the city of Cleveland, and with the Mount Pleasant Ministerial Alliance in conjunction, start cooking pancake breakfast for the attendees. And then we go into our gospel showcase, and then a whole day full of events. And then we have an area we have a number of vendors, number of great vendors. And Brother Al Grimes from Fatherhood Initiative, and Felice Sharp, and a number of people on our committee who put together an entire area of great vendors where you get great resources and good collaboration, and even where the EMS department from the city of Cleveland comes and do demonstrations showing everybody about, what is it called, Highland maneuvers and saving lives.
Saving lives.
All kind of stuff.
Yes.
And just a whole day of it. Then we have a great Kids World area for the kids, and it's just. And then we have haircuts by Carrot and Barber College, who Brother Rice comes and cuts hair of our grandfathers and the grandchildren, and it's just a great event so far that we've been able to collaborate with the city of Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, and I have to say great thanks because of Councilman Joe Jones, Ward 1, and Ward 1, and Mrs. Goldstein, Harvard Community Center, and everyone. And if I miss somebody's names, can't think of everybody, but
Right.
I'm so glad for them because it's our consummate event through him, and then Councilwoman, County Councilwoman Meredith Turner, County Councilwoman Yvonne Conwell, and the entire County Councilmatic for giving us the support and assistance and the help.
And that's going to be on September 20th. And the time will be from 8 o'clock in the morning?
No, from 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
to 6 p.m.
to 6 p.m. And please come on out and join us because KAZ, we have Brenda Abrams. She will be handling the gospel for the pancake breakfast. So we'll have a full lineup and we can't wait to see you there. So get your chairs, come on out, bring your children, come and see me over at the Season Pavilion for a full buffet style lunch. And Louie wants to say one more thing. Go ahead, Louie, get it out.
And also, too, each year we have the Lewis and Carl Stokes legendary jazz jam session where musicians and all different groups come and play collectively together on stage. And we're also going to be bringing back our good friends, the Rockin' Robots for the kids. And we're going to have dance competition and line dance, and bring your fans.
And there'll be a lot of awards going on out that day. So we can't wait to see you on September 20th. And that's what's going on. Thanks for watching. Join us every Thursday, and you too can be a guest straight from KAZ Radio Podcast Studio.
You mean us?